by the way, I've got to mention this. We always get 4 games. So it's not
Yes.
like in other tournaments where like it's a best of 7, so you can sometimes predict the scoreline when you watched a couple of games. You'll
Yeah.
know, okay, this team cannot win anymore. And here, every game could potentially be a win for each of the teams.
Yeah.
What was this called again? I don't know the name, but I know this map.
It is called Bedouins. And the interesting thing about it is that it's a no TC start map, and you have all these tiny lakes with shorefish. And shorefish is the fastest way of food income, I think, except for Mongol hunt, right? So yeah, you get an amazing food boost in the beginning, and the map is very symmetrical. I mean, you can always trade. It's very open, so scouts are actually very viable. We get to see them a lot. It's a beautiful map, I think. So
Definitely a lot of fun watching this.
Yeah, credit to the guy who designed this map.
So we do have the team coming up from Influenza, who is playing as a Chinese. We also got one mill up, and he is eager to take all of these shorefish. He's got a mill next to the shorefish, and his teeth, the wooden shorefish, or sheep. Here, if he scouts those, he will definitely be in a good.
Sorry, which player?
Influenza green.
Green,
Top right.
He built a
Like
mill
his
already,
position.
yeah.
Although gold might be a bit of a problem, it's kind of far forward, although there is another player really close by. He can also go for back gold. Unsurprisingly, we'll probably see all of these players building their TC at these little shortfish spots for the reasons that Jeanette has explained, such a fast source. The only problem with them is just that you always have to have the collection building really close by, because I believe villagers can only carry 10
Yes.
the shortfish. That's an important thing, unlike with Hunt where they can carry 35. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hello to Milmano in the chat, just got online. Let's check out the distributions, or rather the positions of the player. So we have seen Influenza pretty much 12 o'clock, then Immensity, so it's not Refin, it must be someone else. Or did he just switch back again? Who knows? Anyway, so it's purple, playing as the Persians here. Who else is on their team? Orange, kind of far. And then Grey. Where's... Wow, Grey is surrounded by enemies. He's stuck between blue and teal, Nikov and Gary.
Trouble finding him right now because I only happen to find
you have to
the
get
stone spots.
You have to get
I gotta get the black mod.
The mini-map mod, yeah. Something like that.
After I got my new PC, I haven't installed all of them. I see him now though, yeah, he's a bit...
Yeah, I know that feeling.
And Mongols is not really a civ that... Like, if it was, for example, the Mayans, I feel like what they could do is just sling him, get him into early castle age and harass with plumes, but Mongols might not be the civilization that really wants to be in that position. So it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to go for. He does have reasonable food around him, so at least that's something that he's got going. Other than that, I feel like Influenza as the Chinese could get a really strong boom up and really push up with some knights in castle age. He is nowhere near to any other player. A pretty solid position, I'd say.
Maybe similar as on Land Nomad, you know, Chinese with double stables, Siege Workshop.
Actually something like that. Maybe he's gonna help out his teammate a bit. Forward teammate.
And Juan is already laughing at Hori's spot there. Gary has found him already.
Close together, well.
Juan said he's gonna boom.
What Hori's gonna do, see if he goes up early and tosses down a tower or something.
Yeah, I think if he wants to survive or hold his position, he needs towers. Definitely. Does he have access to stone? Somewhat. There is some stone. It's not close though.
It really is. Wow, already walls coming up from Gary.
Is he going to sling
He
them?
might go sling, yeah. He's the Chinese. I do believe we see Chinese slinging every now and then. It's a good sling civ.
I don't know. Usually they receive the sling on no TC.
Might be wrong then. Yeah, no TC is a different story, that's true. I was mainly thinking about Arabia, but obviously this isn't Arabia, so... Still a lot of walls coming up. Maybe they've got an interesting strategy. against the meta game, sling with Chinese on an OTC map. That was quite an investment. An OTC map immediately throwing us such a huge wall.
Yes, absolutely.
For Mahori.
Just kept
Probably
an
the first
eye
one.
on the villager counts, and they're kind of close, nothing terrible here.
Mahori once again falling back a little bit. You recall when he was Spanish against Miguel, he was also slightly behind. He's on 14, apparently has the lowest amount of villagers. So it's not a huge difference. 16 on some players, 17.
It's also nice to see that Mahori is actually going for hunt. He knows that Mongol hunt is still faster than shorefish.
Might as well take those shorefish when he has to later, because
Yes.
the deer are a lot more exposed.
Of course.
And obviously the shorefish right under the TC, being the Mongols, as you said, harder to take those deer first. I just love watching these kind of maps. It's just so nice to see these really small economies with all the villagers taking fish, and I don't know, it just looks so cool to my mind.
Okay, yeah. First few players clicked up to feudal, Flu and Mahori, around minute 11. Later on, Miguel, 11:30.
Jose is probably gonna click up after Loom.
I guess so. Yeah. He's playing as the Mayans. Yeah. It's not bad if Mayans are a bit, well, out of the action in the beginning because they want their stone for a castle.
I do find interesting though, now that I look at the civilizations, this is basically a mirror of the Nomad game, where we had... Never mind, it's not. We have Chinese, Mongols, Persians, Mayans. So now Mahori decided to go Mongols instead of the Spanish, whilst we have Nikov going for Spanish instead of the Mongols. Similar civilizations. Let's see how it turns out. I'm not sure if the Fox team really wants to have the Spanish, and I feel like it might be the right decision to go for this, because in any of the games they didn't really get to trading much, and it would probably be the right idea for them to try and get some of the more aggressive earlier imp civilizations, and of course the Mongols, which are just generally incredibly strong in the later game. So hopefully they don't even have to start trading, because as we have seen, the longer the game goes, I feel like the better the coordination of the bots United team is.
Okay, Nikov
Balls
saw...
from Gary.
Yeah, Nikov saw the palisade wall from Jose going up. Yeah, they want to wall themselves in the southern corner there.
Gary's going a bit overkill. He's getting the team wall and his personal wall.
Yeah.
Got both.
Point of view from Influencer, he's missing 100 food still. But he's gonna be up very fast.
He does have the most villagers, so I suspect we're gonna see a fast castle from him, which is not a big surprise looking at his position.
And Mahori is actually going for scouts, he's not going castle age.
Being the Mongols, that is a reasonable choice with their bonus, their HP bonus.
Yes, but he should know that he's very close to all the opponents, so castle age sounds good, you know, to get town centers, etc.
I don't know, we'll see how it turns out, I guess.
Of course, if he kills 10 villagers, then he can be
If he
happy
just
with
kills
that.
5, it might already be a good start.
Stonewall's
Wow, a
coming
lot
up
more
now.
walls.
Yeah.
Now arena, I think. This is such a nice, cute little base, just look at that. I don't know why I love seeing this, but it
This
cheers me
is
up immensely.
smaller than arena, the entire base fits on one screen, really.
Also massive stone walls coming up from Jose. Are they going for a team wall? That would be a lot of walling between Jose and Influenza if you look at that. And if they also go for the team wall with Immensity, that, phew, a lot of stone for that if they decide to go for it.
Scaleboarding armor coming up for Immensity, and he's the Persians. Second stable coming up, so we'll get to see knights there. Probably same for Influenza.
Yeah, it's gonna be the first one to hit castle, but he is obviously looking to get a castle as it looks. Does not have
Yes.
anything but the market and blacksmith. I'm gonna quickly take a look at his stone. 100 stone. So he's probably not getting a castle after all. Wondering, I didn't see any stone miners, so...
Is he going fast Imperial or what?
University now coming up for Miguel immediately. Barracks.
Look at all the resources Miguel has in the bank. He could go Imperial now.
Well, he does need one... Yeah, University and
Yeah.
Monastery. Yeah, it's gonna be fast in.
So the sling from
And
Gary...
he is getting slung, yeah.
Yeah, sling from Gary is going to Miguel.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna... Yeah, now obviously this explains why he's going for barracks. We're just gonna see eagles. So, that could be devastating. He is going really fast. And pretty much, except for Jose, no one is walled. So,
Yeah.
my turn to be a nasty surprise for them. He has now clicked up. He's got scale mail armor coming.
Nikov
Wires.
found a nice spot to raid it in Influenza space. So
Okay.
yeah, the scouts doing damage all over the map right now.
And I don't think Influenza even realized he's just losing villagers.
Not yet, but the
Now he
scouts
did.
are on stand ground mode.
Yeah, I feel like bots really have devised a strategy for this. Does look like it.
Yeah.
They seem to have prepared, or maybe they're just so good that they improvised this on the go. Who knows? But this is a very fast Imperial. It's gonna be about predicted 60 minutes actually. Very swift. I don't know the exact times for a fast Imperial, even with the sling. That's pretty strong. 5
Oh,
barracks.
Imperial under 20 minutes is scary. No matter what level, really. Okay, yeah. First knights arriving from Immensity. What is Influenza doing? I see
Gonna
the Siege
mention this.
Workshop. Yeah.
Mahori is gonna be later in Castle, then Miguel's gonna be an Imperial. Mahori has not
Yep.
even clicked up.
Yep.
His economy can just be wiped off the map if Miguel decides to send a couple of eagles there. So we do have the knights coming into raid.
Let's see.
I want to see the reaction to when he's up in Imperial, if they're immediately gonna try to get some panic walls up or what they're gonna do. So this is so scary, already like 10 eagles already. No.
I wonder if Nikov is playing the standard. What is Nikov doing? I mean, Juan and Gary are slinging, we've seen that. Yeah, he's going Castle Age. Spanish.
Under a bit of pressure from the knights. Mangonel, I think for now he's gonna have to defend. Where the
Here
eagles
come
move.
The first eagles, yes.
They're gonna go for Influenza most likely. Might help defend here a bit, but
The Elite Eagle upgrade is gonna come in just in time.
it is. Tech overlay being a bit late, but that was a pretty good Mangonel shot actually. He got quite a bit of
Yeah.
damage onto all the eagles. With a couple of knights extra, he might be able to clean that up.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's really scary. I mean, eagles blowing out of the space.
And we've completely forgot about Jose, by the way. He's orange and he's hiding in his own corner there, so obviously, yeah, he is slinging.
Let me check. Quickly go on his point of view until something comes up and not check the achievements now. Okay, he is slinging Immensity.
Yep. A
On
lot
Persian.
of purple knights.
Work out. Obviously, if you go fast Imperial, your economy is not very strong. Then again, Immensity does also not have the strongest economy. Persians can have a really strong boom with the faster TCs, but he's just now building a second one. And I think that's one thing that really shows a great player under Slung is if he manages to get Slung and also build up a very strong economy at the side.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not by any means trying to talk down Immensity here. He's surely a fantastic player, but you really can't forget about that economy, and that might come back to bite him later on.
I think he's doing it in the right way. Now he's pumping out knights and to see if he can do damage, and if he can't do that much damage, he'll build some economy. So far it's alright.
Yeah, it's definitely nothing's decided by that. He did delay Nikov quite a bit, I think, and still a lot of knights out. So, but now look at Influenza getting whittled away by these eagles.
Showed them earlier. Yeah, lots of raiding going on. Nikov still raiding with scouts.
Let's look at this. This woodline's now going to be dead from Influenza. He'll spot it. Oh, smartly running away. Okay.
Yeah, just in time.
It's going to be a complete waste of time if Miguel decides to look at the base of Jose, because he is not getting in there. Okay. But the early Imperial definitely not deciding the game very swiftly, but still could be devastating depending on what he does next. There's so many knights from Immensity. Wow, he has 24 military. That's most certainly knights. 24 knights at this point with +2/+2 and bloodlines.
Yeah, he managed to build a siege workshop very close to Gary's base, but not doing much. He just lost a mangonel to a feudal-age town center, so that's just, yeah, didn't look. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. Now his knights are mostly running around, fighting some eagles now. Then again, the elite eagles do fare okay against knights, if I recall correctly.
They get a tiny bonus, +4 armor, +2 attack bonus, or upgrades in the blacksmith.
Looks like Miguel is now sending some of the eagles towards Immensity. It's just 5 right now. Pick up a couple of Mahori, which are going for a bit of a casual stroll out in the desert, as it would appear. More eagles coming though, and more knights coming the other way, so they're just kind of passing each other. Yeah, Immensity has to be careful.
Yeah, let's just go to Miguel's point of view. 77 population. I thought it was higher, but he does have tons and tons of gold.
That's what you need for those eagles.
Yeah.
Now is in the base of Immensity. Killed a couple villagers, 4 of them at this point. Won't matter too much to these eagles. I think though he's gonna get cleaned up by the knights and the TC fire. Still, currently we have 30 idle villagers from Immensity out of his 40 villagers, so
yeah,
at least a bit of a delay.
He split the eagles nicely under every town center basically, so proper raiding there.
Immensity got a castle now, which is gonna help him defend a bit. Eagles obviously will still be able to take some of that fire.
Yeah.
But definitely gonna secure this gold, and he needs to secure some gold. Last furnace now for Miguel. These eagles are about to be fully upgraded. He is of course missing El Dorado. Didn't get a castle up yet, but
yep,
might happen later. Immensity sending back all his knights right now, but I wonder why. The eagles are cleaned up in his base. Look at the base of Mahori. There's about 15 knights there. Looks like they were going back to his base, and that's a waste of knights, I think.
Yeah,
they're not doing anything there at this point.
Just idling, yeah. Okay. Well, Nikov is trying to boom, even though there's raiding from both teams all the time. Apart from that, yeah.
Really interesting game so far.
Yeah. Castle coming up now for Miguel, so we might get to see El Dorado soon. That's a lot
Getting
of
slung like a madman. He's got a lot of food and gold. He could even be pumping it up quite a bit faster. Might even want to consider looking at his barracks a bit. One barrack currently has 5 eagles queued, and 2 of them don't have any eagles queued. El Dorado, as you said, as you predicted, there it is. Mahori wanted to build a castle, but lots of eagles there. He is gonna get it up though, and I feel like that's gonna be a lot of knights. Enough knights to probably clean up these eagles. Then again, I'm not sure how Eagles exchange with Knights. We'll find out in this big fight going on in the middle of the map. And the Eagles are most likely going to win this. Yeah, definitely.
It's just the sheer numbers, and now with Eldorado too, yeah.
Yeah, Eldorado helps a lot in these engagements. Oh. Well, even though with the rating that he had to endure earlier on, now one of the most villagers, slightly ahead of Mahori with 80 villagers, 81. Yes, the Spanish might be looking to go up Imperial, pump out some paladins. Whilst Miguel is doing a fantastic job at just keeping his enemies in check. There's eagles in every base except for Jose's. So,
yeah.
Benzo has eagles. Eagles in Immensity's base, and Mahori is also not getting spared. Trying to build another castle, but I wonder if he's just gonna kill this castle with eagles. At this point he might actually go for it. Denying another castle, and once again I feel like Bots is in a superior position.
Yeah, just a small observation. At around minute 24 or so, Bots team had like 200 score lead. Now it's more than 1,000 score lead in team score. So yeah, it's
score isn't everything, but it's a good indication of what's happening.
It's not everything, of course, but we're still at minute 31, 32 soon. So 1,000 difference is actually big. If it was, 1 hour game, then that's nothing, but it's starting to show something.
This castle is definitely going down to eagles. Mahori calling the GG. Yeah. Same for his teammates, and that's going to be the game.
Yeah, much faster than I thought.
Still nice to see some of these strategies. You don't always get the fast imp Mayan Eldorado eagles.
Double sling, yeah.
Very well played, I have to say.
Nico for starting his push on Jose Preto there in the left corner as well. Yeah.
Very strong eco to back him up. He was nearly 100 villagers. I don't think they could have held on, even if they somehow managed to keep these eagles in check for a bit longer. Well played. That's definitely the end of it. I don't think there would have been much point on not fighting there.
Okay.
17,000 sling for Miguel.
Yeah, let's go through the achievements quickly. Units lost. Yeah, in the beginning Miguel lost some units because the eagles were still stronger. Sorry, because the knights were still stronger against the unupgraded eagles. But in the end, yeah, paid off.
Probably want to take that trade though. Losing a lot of eagles for idling and killing half the economy of the entire enemy team. I mean, minus Jose, who was sitting in his little arena. Yeah. Still killed more units than he lost, so and worth it. If he kills a knight, it's worth it. If he kills a villager, it's probably also worth it. Well played to him.
97 villagers for Nikov, so yeah, his boom was the strongest one.
Yeah, the Persian sling.
Yeah.
Not being able to pull through with the Imperial Eagles just being a bit stronger. Very well played. Just the bots team seem to have a very good coordination. I gotta give it to them. They always seem to have the same plan and just pull through with it. Coordinate very well, and it's just really hard to beat such a team.
Yeah.
But props to Fox for giving them a good fight.
And I mean,
good luck to both teams in the future tournament.
Yeah. Juan and Gary play together so much. Miguel, I guess, too. So yeah, they're basically the Knobs team of South America. They play together all the time.